Welcome to Modern Age Farms. I know this is our probably farm walkthrough now 3. We haven't done videos for a little while, so we are updating you now on our farm and all the products that we have. So right now, the last time you saw these bad boys, these okras were probably about maybe 6 inches off the ground. These okras currently are waist height and they are producing. We have actually picked okras from these and used in our food preparations. So that's the okras. As you can see, all the ground behind us, the okras are covered and they're producing very well. These okras have not been sprayed at all. We are just using natural fertilization and they're producing very well. In terms of our sweet peppers, if you move on to our sweet peppers, at first we had a small issue with them where because of the amount of moisture in the atmosphere and amount of rainfall that we were getting, we had a bacterial infection, it seems, or not a bacterial, sorry, fungal infection on the leaves, and that caused the leaves to drop off. But the sweet pepper plants are actually catching back. If you look here, you can actually see a sweet pepper growing on the plants. Even though that they are small in stature, we actually still have sweet peppers being produced on these plants. These are again the red and yellow sweet peppers. All of them are producing, and we have also collected sweet peppers from these, which we have utilized in our food preparation. Moving on to the green sweet peppers, again, these ones, just like the red and yellow, they had the fungal infection where the leaves were falling off. Actually, you can see some remnants of it still on the leaves. But these sweet peppers are actually doing a lot better than the red and yellow sweet peppers. These ones, on the other hand, these trees are slightly taller and they're actually producing more peppers. Now our broccoli, if you look across into the other row, you can see our broccoli plants. Now our broccoli plants, I remember, I think in the last walkthrough video, we showed you the caterpillars which were crawling through our broccoli plants. Now again, remember that we wanted to be completely organic, so we were trying to pick off the caterpillars. We were trying our very best not to spray the broccoli, and as a result, the caterpillars actually destroyed some of the plants. So you can actually see some of the plants, they're lacking foliage, but if you look in between, you can actually see the broccoli plants, the small broccoli is growing up. The small broccoli is coming in. So we saved them. We had no choice but to spray. And so all of our caterpillars are now gone. Our pest problem is now gone. And we're gonna try the broccolis again because they did a lot better than we expected. Again, we only used a small set of fertilizers. It's only the end period where we actually started to use the pesticide. So we are gonna try out this broccoli again. We are gonna incorporate pesticide earlier and protect our crop from the caterpillar infestation. So if you look beyond the broccoli, we have our Italian parsley. Now those are doing exceptionally well. The last time that you saw these were some very small bushes. However, you can see how thick and lush and dense these plants are. Now these plants are growing without the use of any fertilizer, without the use of any drip irrigation. We haven't turned on our drip lines since the rain has started falling, and these are flourishing. These are doing extremely well. we are actually going to probably incorporate more of this particular variety into our cycle of production. So this Italian parsley, if anybody out there is interested in purchasing, you know, you can leave a comment or leave a message on our Facebook profile. And then we are moving on. Now we have more basil, some smaller basil plants, and we have some dill over here, as well as the lime grass. Again, if anybody's interested in buying any lime grass for tea or any drinks, you can just send a message to us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Moving on. So our regular parsley now, because we were just talking about the Italian parsley, our regular parsley has now started to branch well. It has started to expand. We're liking the progress of the regular parsley that we have here. We just have to do some minor maintenance again because of all the rainfall as well. The weeds have really taken over. I guess you have seen that throughout the video. The weeds have been taken over. Obviously, both myself and Kevin have been working, so we haven't been spending as much time in the farm as we would like, but we're trying, right? The next thing, beyond our parsley, we have now our quote-unquote our standard lettuce. Now these lettuce have not been fertilized at all. Actually, they have also, the only thing that they have been done is we've introduced chicken manure into the soil. So no inorganic fertilizer, just the organic stuff from the chicken manure. Then we have, so you can actually look and see the size of these lettuce. These lettuce are quite massive. They're actually ready for sale. These are $3 per head, and as you can see, these lettuce are extremely massive for lettuce which have, again, these are growing on their own. There's not much that we really do with this particular row in terms of our lettuce. So you can just take a wide look at the lettuce. You can see we have a variety of, again, $3 a head. If anyone is interested, just give us a shout. Now again, the last time I think that we did a farm walkthrough, we went through and I explained that we were working on planting carrots as well as beets, as cabbage, as well as butternut squash. All of them are doing really well. The two rows which have in the beets as well as the carrots, they are right now, all of them have germinated. So the carrots and the beets have started to come up. However, again, because of all the rainfall, we actually have now started to do the weeding between, because obviously we could not weed without knowing which one was the carrot and which one was the beets or which ones were the weeds. So we were waiting until they got to a certain size before we actually started to weed through between our carrots as well as the beets. So you can take a wide look at the carrots and beets. Moving on. These are our Bravo cabbage. This is just a test crop. Now these were planted probably about a month ago, and these cabbage are actually doing pretty well. They've grown very well, and we're liking the progress of the cabbage. Again, just like the broccoli, we had an issue where you can see the small spots or the breaks in the leaves themselves, where because obviously we were not spraying, the caterpillars had started to eat some of the leaves. So we decided that we'll spray these ones to make sure that we have a proper yield in terms of our return, because we can't afford to let all of the caterpillars eat all of our product. So this is the row of our Bravo cabbage, and then moving on to the butternut squash. The butternut squash are actually doing really well. You can see these ones, they started very small and they're branching very well. They're running along the beds very well. Actually, if you look here carefully, you can actually see one of the butternut squash farming. So we'll just make sure to watch out for the monkeys. You know, the monkeys, they tend to do us injustice as soon as we get some good stuff in the ground. But we'll just make sure and we'll look through and hopefully we'll do well. Now in terms of the area that you see behind me, now we have 4 rows that we have forked up. These 4 rows, we have all 4 of these rows will go into beans, string beans. We're going to plant these 4 rows, we're going to plant them in 2-week intervals. So we'll plant the first two rows this week and then the next 2 rows 2 weeks after. Now you can see that we had mulch, plastic mulch on one of the rows. That was because we are currently working on a project with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Environment, where you saw the pictures that I posted in the tropical crop covers. Unfortunately, because of the location of where we had originally placed them is on a hill, we basically got the full grunt of the wind, the full force of the wind, and that tore up all of the stakes that we had. So we are actually repositioning them, and we're going to take them over to the sweet peppers. So we're going to see how the sweet peppers actually produce under the tropical crop covers. And I think that's it for our walkthrough. Keep following us at Modern Age Farms on Facebook. Make sure that if you haven't subscribed, that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and just share the message. So bye from Modern Age Farms.